Welcome to Afrique Vibe News, your number one source for powerful African stories reshaping the destiny of our continent. Today, we begin in Ouagadougou with a sight that stunned not just West Africa but the world. Imagine an endless convoy of monster machines, shiny, towering excavators, mammoth bulldozers, thundering graders, and heavy-duty loaders rolling through the heart of Burkina Faso's capital. Over 1,000 units of military-grade mining and construction equipment, freshly imported, arrived under strict security, turning city streets into an industrial runway. But these aren't just machines, they're weapons of development. They are proof that Captain Ibrahim isn't just making promises, he's making moves. Real moves, strategic moves. For decades, Burkina Faso's gold was stolen, extracted by foreign corporations, shipped abroad, refined overseas. And what did the people get? Crumbs, poverty, broken promises. But under E's new leadership, the game has changed. The arrival of this massive mining arsenal marks the beginning of Burkina Faso's war against underdevelopment, against foreign exploitation, against poverty. It signals that for the first time, the country's mineral wealth will be dug by hands, processed on soil, and used to build a future. This isn't a donation, it's not a loan. It's a national investment bought, paid for, and planned by a government refusing to be held hostage by foreign companies. So buckle up, because in this Afrique Vibe News exclusive, we take you deep inside the story of how S mining revolution is shaking global interests, empowering local industries, and giving West Africa a blueprint for freedom. On the morning of March 6, 2025, residents of Ouagadougou woke to the rumble of engines, not from foreign armies, but from something far more impactful. A nationwide convoy of mining and construction equipment entering the capital. Truck after truck carried cargoes that had docked just days earlier at Ghanaian ports, now being transported by land into Burkina Faso as territory. Videos flooded social media. Military escorts flanked bulldozers. Engineers took selfies beside towering cranes. Patriotic music blared in celebration. The equipment was more than symbolic, it was staggering in scale. 10 high-capacity loader shovels, 10 hydraulic excavators, 25 bulldozers, 10 graders for road leveling, 33 sheepfoot compact rollers for soil compaction, 10 smooth drum compactors, 2 backhoe loaders, dozens of dump trucks, fuel tankers, and water carriers. These were delivered to 2 primary government institutions: ONBA, the National Bureau for Dams and Water Development, and Sonater, the National Company for Land Development and Rural Equipment. These agencies are at the heart of twin missions, expanding hydro-agriculture and building local resource extraction systems. For most countries, this would be a quiet development project. For Burkina Faso, it was a declaration of independence. A country once at the mercy of foreign donors was now importing tools for its own transformation on its own terms. To understand why this delivery is historic, we must understand the man at the helm, Captain Ibrahim. At just 34 years old, he has become the face of a new generation of African leadership, militant in defense, pragmatic in economics, and unrelenting in sovereignty. Since seizing power in 2022, has steadily dismantled the colonial extractive model that had for decades siphoned Burkina Faso's wealth into European banks. Under previous regimes, international companies mined gold, zinc, and manganese but paid little back into the country's development. The people dug but never benefited. That's no longer the case. He has created a state-run mining body called SOPAMIB, the Burkina Faso Mineral Resources Company, tasked with taking full control of large-scale mining operations. Already, SOPAMIB has taken over previously foreign-owned sites like Bangu and Wagnian, 2 of the richest gold deposits in the country. In parallel, has banned the export of raw gold by artisanal miners and mandated local refining, ensuring Burkina Faso's resources are no longer exported in their raw, underpriced form. This strategy has seen results. By mid-2025, the country's gold revenue had surpassed $18 billion, a historic record, more than quadrupling pre-2022 figures. And it's this income, not loans, not aid, that financed the mining equipment now arriving on soil. The global implications of Burkina Faso's moves are huge. Western corporations and foreign governments have long dominated Africa's extractive industries through skewed agreements, debt traps, and controlling infrastructure. By reclaiming control of its mines, has placed Burkina Faso in direct opposition to Western mining interests, especially French and Canadian companies previously operating in the region. Mining firms have either had their licenses revoked or forced to renegotiate under new, sovereign terms. Critics have called this resource nationalism, supporters call it justice. And is not alone. What began as a mining revolution is evolving into a pan-Sahel economic bloc. While much of the spotlight is on gold and minerals, as development strategy goes further, his government has invested heavily in agricultural equipment, distributing thousands of tractors, motorbikes for rural monitoring, water pumps, and seedling kits to farming cooperatives. Why? Because E's vision isn't to build a mining country, it's to build a self-sustaining one. With ONBA receiving both mining and dam building equipment, the plan is to construct new irrigation systems, dams and canals to power the dry season farming economy. The aim? Food sovereignty to match mineral sovereignty. Of course, this independence hasn't come without enemies. Following the nationalizations, Burkina Faso faced sanctions from ECOWAS and criticism from France. Accusations of authoritarianism, human rights abuses, and disinformation have been launched by Western NGOs and media. Online, coordinated efforts have attempted to undermine S government. Fact-checkers have flagged misinformation campaigns, including deepfake videos supporting the junta. But on the ground, the sentiment is clear. People are tired of foreign control, they support, because he is the first leader in decades to confront imperialism with results. What's next? With the equipment now in country, work has begun on massive road building, dam construction, and mining expansion. There are plans to triple the number of locally refined gold bars, export finished mineral products to neighboring states, launch new training schools for engineers and mining technicians, create 50,000+ jobs directly linked to tool development and mineral processing. Burkina Faso is not just digging gold, it is digging a new future. And with every bulldozer delivered, every dam built, and every mine reclaimed, Captain Ibrahim sends a clear message to the world. Africa is rising. And this time, it will not rise on borrowed machines. This has been a special report from Afrique News, documenting a revolution not of bullets, but of bulldozers. Not of protests, but of policy. Not of slogans, but of systems. If you believe Africa deserves to control its wealth, build its own future, and break free from centuries of exploitation, then this is your moment. Like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned as we bring you more exclusive coverage of Burkina Faso's transformation under Ibrahim. Until next time, this is Afrique News, where the new Africa speaks.